Hello and welcome to another update. In this one, I'll be updating the Luhansk Front, where the Ukrainians are actively doing an offensive, and in the Bakhmut Front, where the Russians are actively doing an offensive. But first, before that, I would like to say something quickly. There has been a lot of comments where people are saying that the words of the cities, the names of the cities, are too small. Sadly, there's nothing I can do about that. What I advise you to do is to click on the map in the description. In that map, you can zoom in all you want and zoom in with the browser function or your phone and so on. So hopefully that helps. Other than that, you will have to follow what I say, and let's hope that works. And other than that, about 90% of my viewers are not subscribed. So if you could hit the subscribe button, that would help me out a lot. 80% of my viewers are returning viewers. That means most of you have seen my videos before, come back to more videos, but are not subscribed. If you're one of those, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. Even if you don't, I really appreciate you. Thank you very much, and let's get it right into this video. Starting out, we see that the Ukrainians are continuing their counteroffensive, where they are now also attacking this northern area around Vilshana, while they are still fighting in these other villages here to the north, where they're trying to make a breakthrough and gain more territory. They have managed to successfully capture Pishane as well as Berestove. And they're still fighting through these villages here to the east of this highway. To the east of this highway that connects between Kupiansk and Svatove. The Ukrainians' objective here is to go through these villages and capture this highway that goes to Svatove, after which they'll attempt to encircle it and capture it. And the Svatove's significance is that it is the main supply hub for the Russian soldiers here on this whole front line. Further south, there are reports, according to Ryber, that the Russians have managed to capture Nevsky, and the front line is somewhere around Novolubivka and Nevsky in this line here, where the Ukrainians have managed to capture Makivka. Other than that, there's fighting ongoing around Torske as well, so it is contested. And that's it for the Luhansk front. Going further south, there are reports that the Russians are fighting around Opytne, trying to capture it. That is according to Warmapper, which is a pro-Ukrainian source. Finally, this is not according to the front lines, but according to Mobilization. According to Putin himself, he had a speech earlier today, and he mentioned that 222,000 have been mobilized so far, and the training that is required by the mobilized soldiers is 5 to 10 days of basic training and 5 to 15 days of specified training before they are sent to the front line, of which there is about 16,000 active in combat operations in Ukraine, and 206,000 are yet to be involved in fighting. So that means there's approximately 10 to 25 days of training before the Russian mobilized soldiers are involved in combat, which is pretty close to my estimation of 2 to 3 weeks, which is 14 to 21 days. So my estimation is within the range of the days that is required for the mobilized soldiers to train. On the 4th of October, the Russian Ministry of Defense announced that 200,000 soldiers have been mobilized, which means that is 10 days ago. That means in the next 10 days, there will be an additional 200,000 Russian soldiers on the front line. And the mobilization will be finished. And according to Putin himself, he said in the next 2 weeks, the mobilization will be finished. So there's about 2 weeks until the full effect of the mobilization is there. And that is by November, which was my original estimation at the start of September. So my estimations are actually becoming true. That means that most likely Russia will start their counteroffensives in November, which are also predicted. That is due to the terrain being more hard compared to October, where it is soft, and also the fact that most leaves will have fallen from the trees, which reduces the advantage of the defenders in such a situation. What made the Kharkiv counteroffensive so successful for the Ukrainians is that they managed to camouflage their build-up by using the forests around the area where they build up the troops. But with the leaves fallen from the trees, that makes it more difficult for Ukrainians to build up troops, but that is the same for the Russians. So the Ukrainians will know where the Russians are heading from and how large the concentration of forces are going to be, which means that neither side will have the advantage when it comes to offensive or defensive based on the trees. This means that The areas in which there need to be fighting doesn't matter if it's a forest or not, as the forest will not give any advantage now that it is the winter time. In this sense, there's less tactics and more straight up firepower that is going to determine how well either army does in these next coming weeks and months. That's it for this update. Thanks for watching and have a great day.